Hi there. So the topic of this video is, should you be buying second-hand arrows from selling sites such as eBay or Facebook groups or wherever your kind of country's local selling sites are? Well, let's just have a think about it, shall we? First things, why you'd want to buy second-hand arrows. Well, the easy one is they're a lot cheaper, aren't they, than buying a new set from an archery retailer, so you're going to save some money. And also, you may be looking for arrows that are no longer made. You might be looking for some that you want to add to a set. You may have ruined some of your arrows. Or you just want to try some of the arrows that just aren't made anymore, such as, I don't know, Eastern Triumph or Eastern Fat Boys or something like that. So that's not a problem. And obviously one of the best things about buying second hand is that you can try them out before you commit to a new full set of, full priced arrows from your local archery store. What sort of things could make you against buying them on the used market? Well, for starters, you don't know the history of the arrows. You don't know what's happened to them, how they've been tret. And sometimes on selling sites, it's hard to find the correct spine and length that you want. They just might not be that available, or when they do become available, loads of people go for them and the price gets bidded up, and they go for more money than what they're actually worth. So you may find yourself paying more for a second-hand pair when you're probably better off just forking out the money and buying a new set. And also when they come, a lot of people obviously are going to sell them with their fletchings already on, their nocks on, the points in. They might have written on the shafts, or they might have done a bad gluing job of some fletching. So in the end, you might need to refletch, put new nocks on, your favourite nocks, and probably clean them up anyway. So after that, you might as well have been just better off buying a new set, should I say. And also, obviously, buying second hand means that you're not helping out your local archery retailer, are you, of course? So if you are going to buy second hand, what's the best thing to look out for? What should you be looking out for? Well, first of all, make sure that you're buying the correct spine and the correct arrow length. Some people do kind of measure their arrows in their ads and put like tape measures against them, which is really good because then you can see what lengths they're talking about, because some people may report the sort of full length of the arrow from the end of the nock to the point, whereas others may measure from within the actual nock groove to the point, or from the nock groove to the end of the shaft, the AMO length. So everyone's going to advertise a different length, so make sure that you get the correct length. You can tell how much an arrow's been used by the graphics, how worn out the graphics are on the arrows. So it's a really good tip to have a look at those graphics on the side. If they've completely vanished or they're really worn out, then you know those arrows have been shot a lot. Whereas if they're in near perfect condition, then you know these arrows have not been shot much. Also check, another thing to check is say like the C numbers for ACEs and things like that. Make sure that you're buying the same arrows that you want if you're going to match them to your own set, as people may have different sort of C numbers in their batches as well. So check that if you can zoom in on the image, or just ask the seller those questions as well. Also look at the seller's feedback and see what kind of feedback they've had on other items they've sold, especially if they've sold kind of archery gear in the past as well. And as I said before, don't overpay and don't get in a bidding war at the end in the last few seconds of the auctions. Know the new price of how much they would cost you to get them built and sent to you, and then just set your own kind of limits, how much you want to pay. But what about if you're the seller? Well, here's some tips for you if you're the seller. Please use lots of photos, okay, of zoomed in pictures of the arrow lengths, of the nocks, anything like that. And as I said before, you could show the actual image with a tape measure next to the length of the arrow, even if you have to split the photos up, because obviously a 29-inch arrow won't fit in the full frame of a photo. And please put the spine and the length of the arrow in the title of the listing. It just saves us time. So if we're looking to buy them, we don't have to then click into the listing to try and hunt around and find out what the spine is or what the actual length of the arrows are. And be truthful about their history and their use. Treat others like you'd like to be treated as well when it comes to these arrows. To sum up, it's really up to you whether you think buying second-hand arrows is a good thing or a bad thing, but just be careful when you are buying them. Overall, I think second-hand arrows can be fine. There's not a problem buying second-hand arrows. I have bought second-hand arrows. I have bought second-hand ACCs for my compound bow. I've bought second-hand ACEs as well and never had a problem. But I think the best thing to do is probably to buy some used ones, and then if you get on with them and you've tested them and you've cut them to the correct length and the spine is great, then probably think about going out and buying a brand new batch of those same arrows from your local archery retailer. But tell me what you think. Do you think you should be buying second-hand arrows? Have you bought some? Have you been stung? Or do you normally just go and buy new arrows every time? Tell me what you think in the comments. But thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give us a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.